So the Hummingbird Center for Hope is all about supporting widowed parents. So they have kids still living at home and their life partner has died. Hummingbird became a part of this project because we're one of the partner organizations in the Resilience Project, and I am a firm believer that grief needs to have a voice, it needs to be shared, it needs to be talked about, and we wanted to give opportunity to express grief in a creative way by creating murals and giving our youth that opportunity to share their experiences through a creative method.
We run the Resilient Rebel Youth Program, which is a program under the Resilience Project, and it has many different organizations in the project, and so two of them is Creative Space with Pamela and Hummingbird Center for Hope with Marnie, and so they approached us because they were doing a grief mural.
So most of the youth that register for our programs are anywhere between the ages of 14 all the way up until 25. And they are youth that are coming to us from a number of different backgrounds, meaning some of them are openly receiving services from Family and Children's Services. Some of them are community members, meaning they're not open files with our agency.
So the process is that we meet with each of the community organizations. Pamela and I go in together and we tell them what we're going to do. Ultimately get their buy-in on it, and then we meet with the youth and we walk them through two projects. One is to sort of create a lifeline of grief that they've experienced. So Pamela walks them through, and it's just like stick figures, whatever kind of drawing you want, but what have you lost, what's gone on in your life, what have been grief experiences. From there she takes them through another activity where they use color. What colors do they see, do they feel in their grief?
It was a beautiful process. We walked through some kind of exercises that we didn't realize Marnie and Pamela were going to take all of those and use them and incorporate them. So we really were entering a space where we were already doing the work without realizing it was not heavy. It was this light, airy feeling. We were in this beautiful space to paint and create and just have conversation.
So we capture how they experiment grief. It's a mix of feeling in the beginning because they have to share something that's very intimate, right? So this is the name of the group. The main thing here are the bottles that they carry their experience, like memories from childhood, the family members who pass away, or the faith.
Pamela and Marnie were there on the journey with us. They came into our room at Resilient Rebels, shared a meal with us, talked about grief. We came here and started to process what does that mean, to tie the pieces to the puzzle for them about a big feeling or a word, and then how that equates to a picture on a mural. Like I said, is absolutely amazing to see that happen, and I think that it gives them so much power.
Grief is anything that we have lost. And these youth had that opportunity to share it and talk about it, where oftentimes us adults don't give them the opportunity to share that and to listen without judgment. And this project gave them all that opportunity to do that. And we've created 4 murals now, and we've had over 70 youth that have been involved in this. We've had over 20 volunteers help us with it. And we can feel and we can see the impact that we leave these kids with. And certainly when they come back and help us paint, the light up in their face when they're like, oh man, that's what I did, or tell me about this, or just them being together and around the mural and talking about grief and talking about their experiences. It's so cool to see it happening.
So when we collect all the data, the information, and we create this workshop, the story of the children, the parents, so they miss, for example, to have, you see the broken heart, missing to have a glass of wine with the partner in the night after they put the kid on bed. The music they playing is sad, it's the opposite, because they don't know how to start to living again. So all these things that they miss, walking, trekking with the parents, biking with them.
So the ultimate goal of this grief mural project, is to hopefully reach as many agencies as we possibly can, certainly through the Resilience Project and hopefully beyond, to showcase grief, to educate the community on what grief is, to educate them on, again, that it's not just through a death, that there's all these other things that we can lose. So how can the community support grief? Certainly by being present to those that are in grief, being non-judgmental, giving them that space and that opportunity to talk if they want to. recognizing that we can't fix grief. Grief is something that we carry, it evolves, it changes over time. But there's also a need for the organizations out there that do support grief to have financial backing on this, right? Any organization out there has grief involved. There are certainly organizations that are specific to grief. They need financial backing so that we can continue to go out there and support families and youth that are grieving. And believe it or not, we are part of the system that helps. We can support the medical system. We can support the counseling system. It takes a village to support somebody who is grieving, and we all need to be a part of that.